Alright, so if you ever paint engines, exhaust, suspension parts, or wheels for your classic car, truck, tractor, whatever it is, then you're going to want to stick around because in this video I'm going to show you one of my favorite methods to get a smooth, attractive, and most importantly, an extremely durable finish using nothing other than a spray can and my favorite tool, fire. Alright, so we've all heard it. Prep work is key. It doesn't matter what you're painting. Doesn't matter what it's on, prep work will always determine the quality of your paint job. So a lot of you have probably figured out that I'm talking about, of course, preheating your parts. Now there's a little more to it than that, we're going to get into in a minute, but first we need to talk about the tools you need to get this done. Now for paint, you can use whatever you want. In this video, we're going to be using rattle cans because it works fine and it gives you a nice finish that's simple and quick. But you've got to get some heat from somewhere, and there's several different ways you can do it. You could use a torch with a rosebud. You could use one of those handheld propane torches. You could build a bonfire. You just have to get the thing hot. Now, I've tried a couple of different tools. I'm going to recommend one of these. So this is actually a propane weed burner. You can get them in all kinds of stores. I got mine from Harbor Freight. It's a perfectly good place to get one. Now this is kind of the Cadillac option because it gets a lot of surface area in one go. It's really good for engine blocks because you can soak so much heat into that block so quickly. Other tools, anything that you would have laying around that just gives you a nice controlled flame will be just fine. Now, if you do decide to get yourself one of these weed burners, don't let them upsell you to get one with an igniter built in, because the one I bought had an igniter built in and it broke in like a week. They don't hold up. They're not really that durable. So go ahead and get yourself just a plain old weed burner and get yourself either some long barbecue matches or one of these long barbecue style lighters. All right, so after you've done your first level of prep, be it sanding, blasting, whatever it is, you want to hang your parts up in a nice place that's going to be okay. You're not going to worry about any fires or anything. You're going to light up your torch, your burner, whatever you got, and you want to start heating your object. Now, I want to say, make sure that whatever you're heating can stand the heat. Make sure you're not heating something made out of aluminum that's going to melt the second you pour too much heat with it. That's going to be something you're going to have to pay very close attention to. I have ruined parts this way. I'm not going to lie, okay? I have tried to heat some things and thought they were steel and they were aluminum and they just went bleh and melted. So you want to make sure of what you're dealing with before you even start. Now you can see me starting to heat. I want you to look here very close. You will see this, it looks like a shadow moving across the surface of the object, and that is the moisture leaving the part, okay? This thing has soaked up moisture inside of it, and you can literally see it leaving. Sometimes on like engine blocks, especially on a really humid day, you will literally have water pouring off of the engine block onto the floor before you're done. That is how much moisture gets trapped inside this, especially cast iron. Cast iron is the worst for trapping moisture. You just want to walk the heat from top to bottom. You want to push that moisture from the top of the part all the way down and out the bottom. Now, that is the key thing here. Once you get all of this out, you're good to go, okay? You do want a nice hot surface when you spray your first base coat. You want it just hot enough that when the first base coat of paint hits, it bubbles. Now look right here, you'll see those small little bubbles coming up. That means I have it just about right, and that paint is just baking into that dry surface. There's no moisture. That paint is really sticking to that surface. See, this is what gives us that really good durability. It also tends to make the paint lay smoother. You're gonna find better results doing it this way. You're gonna see an increased durability, and you're definitely gonna have a better bond to whatever it is that you've sprayed. See, when you don't do this method, what's actually happening is you are trapping that moisture permanently between the paint and your metal surface. Now, sometimes that's not a problem. It definitely causes your paint not to have quite as strong of a bond, but it usually won't come back on you unless it is something like headers, engines, exhaust manifolds, anything like that. Why? Well, it's simple. Heat will always cause that water to move or leave entirely. And if that water turns to steam, like it will on exhaust manifolds or headers, it's got to go somewhere. And I can tell you exactly where it's going. straight through your paint. All right, I feel like I have to address it. Look, okay, I love white headers. You're gonna see me put white headers on a lot of things that should not have white headers. Sue me. I just love that retro look. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It helps YouTube know that this is a good video and push it out to other people who might also find it useful. Also, go down below and leave a comment. Let me know what kind of car or truck you are working on. I love getting comments from you guys, and I don't get it enough, so go ahead and drop a comment. It'll make my day. Thank you so much. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.